What up, Long Beach? Welcome back to the 562.org. It's Tyler.
And Mike, and this high school football video is brought to you by our friends at Naples Rib Company. All our football coverage this year is sponsored by the Terry Donahue Memorial Showcase, the biggest free recruiting event in California. And all of our Long Beach Poly coverage this year is sponsored by Bryson Financial. Thanks to all our sponsors.
On the road for some quarterfinal action in Division 4, Pacifica versus the Atlanticas, as Poly's on the road taking on Pacifica. The Tritons with a strong passing game led by senior Dominic Duran at quarterback and Fresno State commit Isaiah Dillon at wide receiver. He had quite a night.
You could say that. The Jackrabbits made the long road trip for a very cold night in Oxnard, trying to advance to the semis here in the Division Quattro bracket. Early returns were great. Defense stuffed the Pacifica run game, really looking like they were ready to establish themselves. And then after a fumble recovery by Pierce Tusa, Poly gets great field position, and Harry Johnson is going to take the handoff and plow through the defense, Tyler.
Yeah, what's that name again? It's Mr. Plow as he gets down to the 5. And if you're a Poly fan, you are in love with how this game's starting. Looks like Poly's just physically dominating up front. Then the Jackrabbits get their speed in motion. Kamari Smith in the flat for the catch and the score. Couldn't have asked for a better start. It's 7-0 after a little over 2 minutes here on the road.
Like you said, great start. That Poly front 7 was swarming tonight. Sammy Vai in for the sack, the super freshman. Helmet comes off. We call him the Headless Toko. He takes down Duran. And I don't know that anybody in Long Beach loves football more than this kid, Tyler. A lot of fun to cover him and see the way he plays. Poly offense back to work, going into the wind, as you can see. Deuce Jefferson, that one knocked down to Jaden Coley for the big gain.
And then if you're going to blitz the guy guarding Kamari Smith, I mean, that's just going to be easy money as Jefferson hits him again for the score. And it is all Poly. They're up 14-0 less than 5 minutes into the game, just getting everything they want. So, I mean, couldn't have drawn it up much better, but can they keep it going?
Well, Tritons offense would settle in. Short throw, big gain to Jadiel Santos. Takes advantage of the bad line there to the ball carrier. Goes down the left sideline, and then over the middle, it's Duran to Dillon. So you can see they're not afraid to target Poly's DBs. Then it's Vi with the pressure and Cash on delivery. Cash Quiroz with a huge hit for the sack as Poly ends up holding Pacifica to a field goal.
Into the second quarter, Tritons hit the big play. Taylor Lee at quarterback finds Dillon for the catch and run as he's going to house that one on the back shoulder. You could definitely feel their confidence growing at this point. After Poly's quick start, the Tritons cut it to a 4-point game, 9:30 until halftime. And yeah, that green side was feeling it. On the ensuing kickoff, Pacifica goes with the pooch kick. The wind grabs it, and the Tritons are able to recover. This is something they did earlier in the game and something that was on film. But Poly unable to adjust on this one, and the Tritons get an extra possession.
They would cash in quickly as Isaiah Phelps is going to swim his way through the Poly defense. He collects a lot of gold, does Phelps. It brings gold helmets with him, but he's in the end zone. Suddenly, Pacifica has the lead, 17-14.
Poly, though, was able to settle back down and put a drive together. Ben Harris with some tough running to pick up a first down, and then it's Jaden Hernandez getting the handoff and waltzing in for the easy score. So, Poly could kind of exhale after that. It was 21-17, 3:16 till the break. Felt like, okay, maybe they took the counterpunch, but they're back in control.
Well, and then the defensive line had a really solid night. Toa Tamasoa with a tackle for a loss. Then Lee, under great duress with multiple defenders, just chucks it away. That's intentional grounding. This Poly D-line in front 7 was kind of the weak link of the team early in the season, and they were great tonight, especially in the first half. The Tritons backed up. Snap splits the uprights for 2 points that time.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
For Poly. And after the weird play, the Jackrabbits are up 6 at the break, 23-17.
First play of the second half, Deuce to Juju Johnson. Makes a man miss, and he is gone. 66 yards for the score, as that's going to make it 30-17 Jackrabbits. So a big play right out of the gate to get some breathing room.
Jackrabbits really had it rolling at that point as Harris is running hard for a nice gain inside the 25. You could kind of feel momentum swinging to their side as they got in control of this. Then Jefferson buying time, coming back around, eventually finds Harris as his safety valve. Not exactly what the route tree looked like, I'm sure, on the play card, but he takes it down to the 1, and then it's Tristan Ventura for 1. That's an ace for Ventura, punching it in on the short touchdown. Poly elects to go for 2. Trying to even the scoring up here. They would get it as Jefferson hits Ezekiel Orozco for 2 more. And Poly's up 21, 38-17 with 9 minutes left in the third.
But Poly again let the Tritons up off the mat as they drove back the other way. This dump off from Duran to Phelps will go the distance as the Tritons need just 2 minutes to answer back for a touchdown. It's now 38-24, 7:04 left in third. So still plenty of time, and with their hurry-up, quick-fire offense, they had plenty of time to come back. Though the Jackrabbits were able to answer with a 6-minute scoring drive the other way, however, they weren't able to punch it in for 7 as the drive would stall inside the red zone. Johnson looking for room to run, but he's eventually going to be brought down short, so the Jackrabbits would elect to take the field goal and make it a 3-score game.
Logan Hedion is going to step up and fire it in there to make it 41-24 late in the third. But again, taking 6 minutes off, almost as valuable as the 3 points, something they struggled to do later in the game. Pacifica finding big plays in the passing game when they needed to. The screen to Savion Taylor on 3rd and 17, and then Duran hits Dillon over the middle for another chunk play.
Now we go into the fourth quarter, and in close on the fade route, Dillon goes up to get it, loses the lid, but gets the tubby. What a catch right there, as it's now a 10-point game, 41-31, just under 11 minutes left. He'd be fine, but what a great catch. And then after a failed onside kick, Poly gets the ball at the Pacifica 35, but they cannot take advantage, going 3 and out. So that one hurt. They have to punt it back to Pacifica. And credit Poly's defense for mostly shutting down the ground game. Cash Quiroz flying in for another huge hit. But Mike, that Triton passing game did work tonight.
Yeah, they were in rhythm, especially to Dillon, as that kid just moves the sticks. That was a first down right there. Even when he wasn't catching it, the flags were going his way. That was one of 8 PI or holding flags against the Poly secondary. Many of them were correct. Not 100% sure about that one.
Yeah.
But a lot of them were correct, despite complaints to the contrary. A lot of them were correct. And it was clear Dillon was the preferred target. They get down into the red zone.
And when you're looking left, they go back to the right for Taylor and the score. Tritons definitely back in this football game now. It's 41-38, just a 3-point game with 6:24 left. And Jackrabbits unable to spark any offense. They go 3 and out in a hurry, a run for no gain, a pass batted down at the line of scrimmage, and then it's going to be a sack with a penalty thrown in there as well. Not a great sequence for Poly, and the ball goes right back to Pacifica with a punt into the wind for great field position.
Then on the first play of the drive, the handoff to Phelps, and first play of the drive, he's going to take it the distance. Remember early in the game when the Poly defense was shutting down that Pacifica run game? Not so much anymore. 45-41 lead for the Tritons. Still 5 minutes left in this game.
Yeah, plenty of time here, but Poly in a little bit of desperation mode, suddenly trailing. Jefferson starts off the drive with a productive scramble out of bounds. Then it's Jaden Coley laying out for a nice catch inside the Pacifica 35. But on 3rd and long, the pass for Orozco is going to fall incomplete, setting up a 4th and long situation. Makes sense for Poly to go for it here. And Jefferson's pass is complete to Johnson on the dive, but he's a yard short of the line to gain. So a turnover on downs with 3:16 left on the clock. As you can see, Pacifica celebrating as they have a chance to run out the clock here with Poly just one timeout.
Jackrabbits defense does its job, forces the 3 and out, but they only had 1 timeout. So they get the ball back to the offense, but there's only 1:23 seconds on the clock, so they're going to have to work quick.
And they need a touchdown. Drive did not start well, as a block in the back is going to be called right there. The pass would fall short anyway, but now the Jackrabbits behind the sticks as we're under a minute left to play. On 2nd and long, pass over the middle. It's going to fall incomplete as the Jackrabbits offense just completely fell out of rhythm in that 4th quarter. Then Jefferson looking for Smith, but they can't link up, and that's going to make it 4th and long with the season on the line. 4th and 16 to be exact. Jefferson under pressure, scrambles around, makes defenders miss, just has to keep the play alive. The season's on the line. He decides to run with it. He needed 16, and he gets 15. And that is going to be how the season ends, a yard short for Long Beach Poly.
Pacifica is going to kneel it out to finish off a wild comeback, 21 unanswered to come back from a 17-point deficit to start the 4th quarter, and they defeat the Jackrabbits 45-41.
Tough loss for Poly. Obviously, there's still a couple football teams in Long Beach, and winter sports on the way. If you want coverage of all of that, you got to stay tuned right here to the 562.org.